I experienced a really different kind of parenting struggle yesterday, and I'd really like your opinion on it because I'm working this month on trying not to parent according to what other people think, what other people expect, and figure out what feels best to me. But this issue was actually with someone else's child, which means it does matter what other people think, because handling someone else's child is a completely different situation from handling your own, and figuring out like the social norms and what's okay and what's expected is really, really hard. And I hadn't even thought about it, honestly, until this happened last night. So Jack was at baseball practice and I was there with him. And there was this little boy there who's like a killer athlete. And he got injured twice at practice. The first one, minor, walked it off, no big deal. The second one, not minor. I'm not talking like broken bones or anything like that, but like this kid was in a tremendous amount of pain. He really needed an ice pack. Of course, we didn't have an ice pack. It's hot in Atlanta. So I offered him my coconut water and was like, this isn't ice cold, but it's the best that is at this field anywhere if you want it. And he didn't want it. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to force it on him, obviously, if he doesn't want it. I did go back and check a second time later once he calmed down and was like, hey, would you let me just hold this on you for a minute? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, obviously he wants to be left alone. I'll leave him alone. Killing my mama bird instinct, who is like major caretaker anyway. I am someone who I always jump in emergency situations. But I also, very much believe in bodily autonomy. And if he's saying no, I'm not going to touch his body and like put something on him. And his dad was there, but his dad wasn't really involved in what was happening. He was out on the field, like helping run part of the practice. And to be honest, I don't think he even could tell how intense this was. Like, I think it was because of where I was sitting that I was able to see and hear this kid. And so then I thought about going and like saying to his dad, like, hey, do you want to go check on him? And I was like, no, because that makes it look like I'm judging him for not checking on him. And I'm not. I actually don't think he even knows, but should I make him aware? But it was clear that the little boy kind of wanted to be left alone. And then he actually kept like feeling like he was better and deciding to go back out. And then he would like hurt the same spot again. And we would end up back in the same situation. So I feel like had I gone to his dad and been like, hey, I don't know if you can tell from over here, but like he's really hurt. I don't think there's a way to say that doesn't make it seem critical of the dad, even though it wouldn't have been. I would like to know, like, from both ends, what would you do in that situation? What would you want done if you were that child's parent? Undiscussed factor of parenting styles is not just how we parent our own children, but like how do we engage with other children without overstepping boundaries? I think that's just a really hard one, and it's something that hasn't come up yet during this challenge, but I think it's very important. So I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments.